Hello everyone, welcome to your lecture on Women and Environment. This lecture is a part of your paper on gender, media and society. This lecture will help you to understand how communication can be involved to further the cause of environment amongst rural women. We will start with women and environment. Communication is not merely exchange of thoughts, ideas and knowledge. It has the ability to influence the understanding level of the recipients. Scholars have opinioned that the purpose of communication is to generate the propensity in recipients to comprehend messages, which thereby leads to opinion making. Media plays an eminent role in representing several significant issues, and environment being one demands attention. Media messages primarily seeks to develop a mentality towards preservation of natural habitat. However, it is very challenging to communicate on environment related issues due to the complex characteristics of such informations. As in Hassan 2007, environmental issues and their overall impact in the lives of humanity have necessitated crucial address to spread awareness among the societies. Newsel and Kovarik 1996 noted that environmental conflict of recent times emerged in an historical void. One of the biggest deliberated issues is the rise of global warming. Several environment-related agreements are being signed at the global level from time to time to combat with the problem of changing climatic conditions. Besides deforestation, non-renewable energy sources scarcity, waste management, dangers to ecosystem and endangered species also form context for discussion in media. Mass media can play a key role in addressing the problems related to environment and spread the concern so that people at least take cognizance about the matter. Ignorance on matters vital to environmental management can prove dangerous. In the wake of rising threats on environmental fronts, communication through media can reduce the complexities and help in adoption of eco-friendly practices. The American media is believed to be the pioneer of raising concern about environment with its reporting on climate changes. Environment coverage by media can be traced way back to 1930s in New York. Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change IPCC assessment report during 1990, 1995 and 2001 found increased coverage in media. Gangopadhyay and Datta 2012. In India, while crime and conflict related reports are found in abundance, environmental coverage was rare in earlier times. Media here has been criticized for neglecting environment for long. However, the sector is undergoing a change and television channels as well as few newspapers are placing environments in their priority lists. Further to note that special weekend stories related to preserving environment or campaigns for change are finding place in mainstream journalism. One such example can be cited of private 24 hours news channel NDTV, which launched a green campaign. Several non-prime time shows are presently dedicated by television news channels towards social issues, of which environment finds special mention with increased number of discussions on same. Vasanti 2012. Sustainable development in environment might remain just a dream if not properly communicated in a country marked by diversity. Even if messages relating to environment are produced, a large part of rural population is left out. However, it has to be remembered that majority of the Indian population resides in rural areas and the level of unawareness is even higher in such parts. Also, in a race to compete, journalists are rarely exposed to training in environment reporting. To cover the core issues of environment, it is of utmost importance that the journalist understands the real situation. Now, we will discuss about the role of women in environment sustainability. WOEP opinions that studies have indicated that women are important actors in managing natural resources. Their contribution towards conservation and environment rehabilitation is paramount. This gender, in most of the cases, faces problems like inadequate waste disposal arrangements or faulty drainage system. Women have been traditionally recognized for their roles in preservation of resources. The rural women especially have a close connection with the environment, making them susceptible to adopt methods which are eco-friendly. For women belonging to rural and hilly areas, environment plays a significant role in their existence. They are naturally prone towards the conservation of the same. Many even depend on forests to meet the daily requirements of water, fuel and fodder, among other substances. Since traditionally women have been responsible to arrange for food and water, they are more careful about the conservation of resources from environment. Agriculture, along with their allied sector like fishery, etc., happens to engage a huge number of Indian workforce. Therefore, the same quite necessarily requires preservation of resources and a balance in the ecosystem. Even though men are mostly accounted for their roles in production, several women are now taking up the onus of maintaining farmlands and crop fields as well. Naturally, they grow a tendency to learn and provide more inputs to the farm. In fact, biomass agriculture is also gaining leverage with more women including in production functions. Environment also provides ample of employment options to village women who take up art and craft work to support their families. For such women, degradation of environment in any form can create a havoc impact in their lives. Also, with limited exposure to modern facilities, rural women have better abilities to manage renewable as well as non-renewable sources of energy. While the rural section hardly has the scope to use water separately for different purposes, they have the ability to use the same sustainably, avoiding misuse. Not only usage, women easily pick up waste management techniques and handles the same far more efficiently than men. Scholars' opinion that women exerts an important role in adopting measures to deal with crises which are resultant of environment disorders or man-made policies. One significant citation in this regard can be made of Chipko movement, one of the first environmentalist movement in India spearheaded by women. This movement is recognized by the efforts of village women resisting to felling of trees by embracing them. The original Chipko movement started in the 18th century when a girl named Amrita Devi protested against the deforestation order of Maharaja, King of Jodhpur. Amrita Devi laid her life in her attempt to save a tree. She was axed down while she embraced a tree in her act of protection. The story inspired many women in Chamoli district of Uttarakhand in 1973 to undertake similar acts against the government's policy. It was during the Chipko movement that the slogan "Ecology is permanent economy" was coined by noted environmentalist Sundarlal Bahuguna. Besides, women pour a significant amount of dedication to learn about the use of new seeds as well as technological developments. May 1994 notes that women are increasingly participating in providing seedlings in nursery. In community level, women are mostly found to be in charge of water management, and they are better suited with control of tap water usage. In fact, where women do not have access to tap water, they know better ways to store rainwater. However, the same has also led to the issue of proper usage of undertreated water. Women's participation in communication channels can further reduce the problem of social rejection at community level. Researchers indulged in finding effective mechanism for influencing people on their perception about climate changes have opinioned that communication can be successful if the effect of near future is showcast rather than something which is long term. Lorenzoni and Halme, 2009. While not many media engage their services in portraying issues relevant to the maintenance of environment, television is potential to influence mindset more than print, as demonstration is possible in the former. However, television has its own disadvantage, especially with the trend of corporatization and spin, which can restrict the likelihood of good environment story. Acre and Wilson, 2006. Role of mass media. Like any other field, environment sustainability could not be achieved without proper communication. Mass media is the most viable option as message can be reached to millions simultaneously. Scholars have revealed that television can play an effective role in spreading message to adopt eco-friendly measures. In India, the television enjoys the tag of being friendly media, and a result is impactful in persuasion. With the advent of satellite television, there had been criticisms that Indian television is polluting the cultural environment. However, edutainment channels like Discovery, National Geography and Animal Planets are also aiding in the improvement of the natural environment. These channels, through their unique format, teach audience the nuances of ecological balance. They also deal with subjects like the essence of forest conservation and make comments that would discourage deforestation. Several educative documentaries also help in raising awareness about the need for wildlife preservation. The best quality of such programs is that they are not boring training pieces but are made attractive with technological advancement. The Ministry of Environment and Forests in India gave a proposal to Discovery Channel to compose a 50-second advertisement on environment related information that should be broadcasted 4 times a day and would undergo change on monthly basis. Here's 2002. These channels in particular took up the onus to inculcate among viewers the need to protect the wildlife for balanced natural habitat. The channels belonging to this genre also seek to raise awareness on the fact that endangered species has to be preserved. Several shows dedicate focus on the issue of poaching and its harmful outcome. Besides raising concern on environment-related problems, several media content depict vital representation about the natural resources of India. Through stories and documentaries, these channels bring audience closer to nature by making them realize about the varied flora and fauna of the country. Not only that, such media contents add a significant amount of environment quotient and opens plethora of value information for the audience to observe. Children are especially attracted to those images. Methods of protection of environment are also showcased in narrative formats. Such stories of communities who have adopted eco-friendly methods to deal with environment hazards also add up to the knowledge base. Sharing narratives of effective combat by isolated areas in dealing with natural disasters are also common in media platforms. Initiative by the Indian government. 3 years ago, when the National Democratic Alliance (NDA) headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to power at the centre, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was adopted by the government among host of other initiatives. The campaign was taken up by the government to make India cleaner. Several ambassadors from different fields were appointed to lead the campaign. Summing up this lecture, we learned that women being effective through the mass media, generated messages, or even by social media posts and videos, the impact gets bigger and eventually aids in maintaining the environment sustainability. Besides, media also plays the role of being the watchdog of the society by bringing to light instances of degradation caused to the environment and the disruptive effects of the same on the entire ecology. Hope you enjoyed the lecture. For more details, please read the e-text of this lecture properly and attempt the questions at the end. Thank you.